Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to multiply binomials by using something called the box method, which is essentially the area method that we use when using algebra tiles, but you don't have to use the tiles themselves. So here's the way it works. I know that I have 4x plus 5 times 2x minus 3. So I can still imagine that as being a rectangle where I am multiplying 4x and a 5 and a 2x and a negative 3. So it's as if I lined up 4 green x's and 5 yellow little squares, and then 2 green x's and 3 red little squares. It's the same idea. And I know that it's going to end up being kind of crossed off this way, where I'm going to have blue x's here, maybe some rectangles here, and then some single ones down here at the bottom. It just doesn't require you to write everything out. So here's the way it looks. I know that this square, its area, is made up of 4x times 2x. 4 times 2 is 8. X times x is x squared. Then over here, 2 times 5 is 10x, because the x comes along. This one is negative 3 times 4x, which is negative 12x. And this one is negative 3 times 5, which is negative 15. Okay. So now if I count all that up, I've only got the 8x squared, so that there would have been 8 blue squares there, which we wouldn't have had enough. So 8x squared. I have 10 green rectangles and 12 red rectangles. So if I combine those together and get rid of the ones that make 0 pairs, I would be left with 2 red x's. So that's negative 2x. And if you need to see that, negative 12 x plus 10x is negative 2x. And then I'd have 15 red little squares, so it's just negative 15. That would be my answer right there. All right, let's try another one. So down here at the bottom, I've got 2x minus 7 times negative 3x plus 7. Same idea, make your rectangle. I'm going to put, it doesn't matter which one goes on which side, so I'm going to put 2x and negative 7. Then I've got negative 3x here and 7 here. And then I'm going to cross it off. So negative 3x times 2x makes up the area of this square. That's negative 6x squared. This square here is negative 3 times negative 7, which is 21x. Sorry, it was negative 3x times negative 7. This rectangle here is 7 times 2x, which is 14x. And this square here is 7 times negative 7, which is negative 49. Same idea. Let's see what we get. So I have just the x squareds here. There are no other x squared, so it's going to stay negative 6x squared. I have 21x and 14x, which go together. They are like terms. 21 and 14 is going to be 35 x's. And then I have negative 49, which doesn't have any other like terms, so it stays negative 49. And that would be your answer. Let's flip it over and try a couple special ones. All right, so we'll start with number 2 down here. We've got 3x minus 1 times 3x plus 1. So again, make your rectangle. So I have 3x and minus 1, 3x and positive 1. Make your squares inside, or your rectangles inside. 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. 1 times 3x is 3x. And 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. All right, so I've got 9x squared, no other like terms, so it's just 9x squared. Negative 3x is like terms with positive 3x, and when I put them together, I get 0. So those go away. And then negative 1 is by itself. I don't have any like terms, so I just have minus 1. So 9x squared minus 1 is my answer. All right, let's try the 2 down here at the bottom. Remember, a binomial squared is the same thing as that binomial multiplied by itself twice. So 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. So if I make my rectangle, I'm going to go ahead and cross it off here. So 2x minus 3 and 2x minus 3. This rectangle here is 2x times 2x, which is 4x squared. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x. Negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. And negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. All right. Now 4x squared doesn't have any like terms, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that down into my answer. Negative 6x and negative 6x are like terms, so I'm going to put them together. That makes negative 12x. And then I have 9, which doesn't have any like terms, so plus 9 at the end. And that's my answer. All right, last one. This is very similar to number 6 that we did with the tiles in the last video. I'm going to save this 4 for the end. But remember, this is the same thing as 4 groups of x plus 3 times x plus 3. So just like this. So 4 times x plus 3 times x plus 3. So in my rectangle, I'm going to use x plus 3 and x plus 3. And I'm going to find what that is equal to, and then I'm going to distribute the 4 at the end because I have 4 of those. Okay, so I have x times x, which is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times 3 is 9. So I'm going to get x squared, which doesn't have any like terms. 3x and 3x makes 6x. And then I have the 9. But remember, I have 4 groups of this. So just like the beginning of the last video, you're going to distribute that 4 to each term on the inside. So I get 4x squared plus 24x plus 36. And that would be my final answer. And that's it. That's how you multiply binomials using the box method.